Hey, welcome into the arena with this paint horse Tanner. I did a series of videos with him last spring, probably about 5-6 months ago, when I started him under saddle. And at the end of the first 30 days, I told his owner, I said, you know, he just doesn't feel right. He doesn't feel like he's moving out freely. And so she took him to the vet and x-rayed and ultrasounded and so forth, and found out that he had a ligament in one of his front legs, I forget which one, that was kind of torn, and he had some abscesses in his foot, so he wasn't healthy. So the vet suggested 60 days of pinning him up, which she did, which horses don't like, but it needed to be done. So she pinned him up for 60 days, and then she started light exercise, just leading him around and whatnot for 30 days, and then she brought him back to me. So I've had him now for another 30 days. I hope all that timeline makes sense there. And when she brought him back, he'd basically been laid off for 90 days. So he's pretty out of shape. And I put him in the round pen the first day and started trying to move him around, and he would not pick up his right lead. I don't think he could. Hardly. And I started looking at him and I said, man, he's dragging that right hind leg. And he was. This right hind, he was just dragging it. So his owner and I, we talked about it, and here's the thing. With any horse, you know, you can spend all of your grandkids' inheritance on a horse. You know what? If you don't know that, you never owned one, okay? You start taking him to the vet and you shake his hand and that's $200, and then he looks at your horse and that's $500 more, and the next thing you know, you've spent twice what you paid for the horse. That's pretty easy to do, okay? And so what his owner and I agreed on, and it was her idea, but she's right. She said, just ride him. Just ride him. And so what I've been doing for the last 3 weeks or so is just riding him and making him move out. Now, I forgot one little thing. We did take him to the chiropractor, which I suggested that, and the chiropractor said both of his hips were pretty far out of, I don't know, whack, whatever they call it with chiropractors. And so when he adjusted his hips, he was moving out better. He still wasn't 100%. I don't think he's still 100%, but he's up to about 95%. So, okay, right there, okay? That's a lot of what I've been doing, and I started using this quirt because it's quicker than using the reins. I can use my reins, and I normally do, just take the tail end of my split rein and pop them like that. But with this quirt, I can do it quicker. And so I've just been working on moving him out. And if you watch him real closely, you'll say, man, it looks like maybe he's favoring one leg, or maybe he's favoring that front left. You're not sure? I've been watching him for a month now and riding him every day pretty much. But he's moving out a lot better, okay? And I've just been trotting him. My arena, one time around my arena is 1/10 of a mile. If you just ride around the fence here. So that means 10 rounds is a mile and 20 rounds is 2 miles. I've been putting at least 2 miles of trotting on this horse every day. Just trotting him out. He doesn't get to trot slow. He has to trot like this. Come on, go. He has to trot like this. He has to move, okay? And I'm doing some other training stuff too, but I've just been getting him where he's okay moving out. And I loved what his owner, Anita, said to me. She said, if he's made of glass, I need to know it. I absolutely agree. For a while there, I thought maybe that he was just going to be kind of sickly all the time. But now he's doing better. I noticed him, noticeable improvement last day or two. Yesterday, I put him in the round pen, which I hadn't done in a while. And I whacked the ground pretty hard, and he loped off on his right lead pretty nicely. So I got on him and I rode him on that right lead in the round pen, and he's stiff, but he did it. So I guess the moral of the story, if there is one, is horses need exercise just like people do, probably more so. And so I think what's happening is the more I ride him, the better shape he's getting in, and he's feeling better, and he's acting better, and he just needs exercise. as well as training. He's 3.5 years old, and he's a super, super nice horse. He's the kind of horse everybody wants. He's not afraid of anything. He's a good-looking horse. He likes people. He learns fast. I mean, you know, what more could you ask other than for him to be healthy? Okay? So for those of you that have a horse like this, it's hard to know how much more money should I spend? How much more should I do? It's not, there's not always a right, wrong answer. Just do your best you can with what you got.